Monica here for all the insight. Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets getting the bling, raising the banner, while LeBron James Windy begins season number 21.
He's seen some ring nights both ways.
That's right. He prefers when he's getting them. In the meantime, it's Nikola Jokic working on Anthony Davis early. The Nuggets opening the early lead, and then Monica. Anthony Davis very good in the first half.
Yes, this is the Anthony Davis that is going to be key if the Lakers are going to be successful, but you know how AD goes.
Yeah, and he had 17 points in the first half and none in the second. Meanwhile, here comes LeBron the other way.
9 of 10 in the paint in this game was a freight train going to the ring.
Lakers down by 9 at halftime. 7 minutes to go in the third. Nuggets up by 6. We're running. Jamal, throw it up. Aaron Gordon, throw it down.
Come on, man. Gordon, Jokic, Murray, all intact. This team is poised to defend what they started last year.
One hand, left hand, jam. Nuggets by 8. Now we're a minute to go in the third. It's a 12-point game. LeBron in the lane. That's up and good. It's a 7-point game. They're hanging around. But the Nuggets had too much in the fourth quarter. Christian Brown looking for Jokic, who had a very casual triple-double on the night.
I mean, 11 assists, right? 16 rebounds, whatever the crazy number it was. He's picking up where he left off. Optimus John.
29 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists to be exact for Jokic, who barely even appeared to break a sweat. Working it over to Michael Porter in the corner. Nuggets win the opener, 119-107. LeBron James played 29 minutes. Let's talk.
At the end of the day, we didn't win, but I think for me, my performance and what I did individually and the time that I was out there, I think I was productive. I think so. I was a +7 for the game, no turnovers, so I like the no turnovers more than anything.
So what's he saying there? I mean, Wendy, you've known him since he was in high school. He played 29 minutes. There's a lot of talk suddenly about a minute's restriction from Darvin Ham, his coach. What did we hear there from LeBron?
Yeah, so they talked about in the preseason about how they were going to try to manage LeBron a little bit because he hasn't been able to finish some of these seasons with injuries. But I don't think any of us saw him getting under 30 minutes in the opener. This is apparently what they agreed on. LeBron didn't act like this was anything that he didn't expect. But he was the Lakers' best player in this game. And to see him out there for only 29 minutes was kind of shocking. You know, I've heard LeBron talk about minutes many times over the course of his career, and he has really enforced that the number of minutes per game is less stressful than the amount of ramp up and cool down that he has. So this is a real departure. And it looks to me like the Lakers are trying to lean into their depth because they only played Austin Reeves 31 minutes in this game, and he's like in his early 20s. So I don't know if the Lakers, the idea to hold these minutes of everybody down is going to last a long time.
What do you think, Monica?
Wendy, you know you're one of my favorites to talk with because you come at it very rational. But this is the first game.
Yeah.
Like, this is 29 minutes in game one. I'm not going to make too much out of this. What I will say, and I think we all can agree, is LeBron clearly is a goal-oriented basketball player, and we know what he ultimately wants to achieve. If it means 29 minutes till, I don't know, mid-January, and then things pick up, I wouldn't be surprised by that. But I just think at this point in his career, everything is on the table. We know how much he invests in his body. And if this is what it looks like in year 21, then we eventually will all get with it.
Here's what I'll say. I'm not the least bit worried about LeBron. They'll figure it out.
Yep.
I am worried about Anthony Davis. 0 points in the second half. So it seems he's picking up exactly where he left off in the Western Conference Finals.
That is not the shoot 6 threes mentality that Darvin Ham is talking about, right? Like, we could go back and forth whether or not you thought that was literally take that amount of threes, but it certainly spoke to a mentality. He is going to have to be the aggressor on both sides of the ball in both halves of the ball game and every quarter of the ball game. And I'm not quite sure what it's going to take for him to get there. I have let go of maybe the Anthony Davis superstar that people once had. Not that he's not a top 15 player in this league, but I just think there's a level of aggression, and it may not always translate to tons of scoring, but no scoring?
If they're going to play LeBron less than 30 minutes, which I don't think is going to last, Anthony Davis cannot play like this. Now, he did get double-teamed a little bit in this second half, and they got to be a little bit more creative in dealing with that, because when he went head-to-head with Jokic, he had some success. But if you're going to play those guys that minutes, Austin Reeves at 31 minutes, LeBron at 29 minutes, Anthony Davis has got to be a beast. And we saw in the playoffs last year, he would have one good offensive game, one bad offensive game. And this, we saw one good offensive half,
right.
One bad offensive half.
Right. So he's in midseason form in that regard. So very quickly, to sort of finish it up, we've seen the Lakers tooling up. We've seen the Suns tooling up, and we'll show their highlights a little later. Bunch of other good teams. The Nuggets made a statement last night, right? You all can do whatever you want. We are the team.
I have seen some real duds laid by the guys getting the rings. It has happened many times. They were not going to let that happen. They took the lead with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, and that was it. They took the Lakers down. They looked terrific. They looked on point. They looked in rhythm. No championship hangover whatsoever in this game.
I mean, to add to that, I think the way that Jokic is the head of the snake sort of dictates everything, right? Game not predicated on athleticism, just going to pivot, pump fake pass, shoot, not really jump and be explosive. And so I think there is a level-headed nature to this team even when they're locked in.
Someone yelled at me that they have third best analytics odds to win the championship this year. Is it Boston and Milwaukee ahead of them? Who is it that we have decided has a better chance to win the title this year? Maybe it's because they're in the East. I'm going to get that number for you as soon as I can, because that's a surprising number to me. I would think they would be the favorites to run it back this year. Here we go, NBA action last night. We showed you the Lakers. Now let's show you the Warriors and Suns. Kevin Durant's first game in San Francisco since leaving Golden State. Steph Curry, Monica, in midseason form.
Yes, indeed. Getting into the paint. Of course, we know about that patented Steph Curry jump shot. He's just an energy bunny.
Meanwhile, Devin Booker on the other side, 21 in the first half. This was a good game throughout. Windy, Kevin Durant did not have a big night, but he knocks down a three here.
Yeah, he goes 7 of 22. No Bradley Beal. The Suns win in San Francisco.
Yeah, they had a 15-point halftime lead, and then they're hanging on. Third quarter, Steph and his new teammate Chris Paul. Chris Paul struggling last night, took the offer from downtown. Steph knocked in one of his 4 threes. 6 minutes left. We're tied. Durant off the turnover, the dish to Booker. Suns by 2, and they would hold it off down the stretch.
I loved this play, Greeny. Like, I just loved the heads-up play, the pass by KD, Book running the floor aggressively.
And Devin Booker running the offense. We'll dive into that in a moment. Dishing for Eric Gordon there. It's a 5-point lead. The Warriors coming back the other way. Steph, step back 3. He had 27. It's a 2-point game. 16 seconds left. Looking to close it out are the Suns. Booker. Oh, it's Yusuf Nurkic rolling to the floor. Booker, 32 points, 8 assists. Again, Steph had the 27, and the Suns win. And Wendy, you were telling me before we came out here this morning, you thought there was one very interesting and potentially good sign for the Suns last night.
Last 3 possessions of the game, Devin Booker running point. Durant doesn't touch the ball one time. He goes 3 different ways to 3 different players. These are the role players that they acquired in the offseason. It works in their first road test. They were able to go through this game and get this done with Booker leading the way. He scored or assisted their last 13 points. That is the Devin Booker they think they're going to get all year. When Bradley Beal gets back and gets integrated in this offense, their margin of error is going to explode, Monica, because they have good role players.
I agree. I'm super excited about this. Humble plug, run the tape on our ESPN YouTube channel. We broke this down. These are 3 guys who at points in their career have all averaged 5 assists or more. And so they have the capability. But the thing about being able to be a playmaker is people have to respect you as a scorer. And baby, if you don't respect Devin Booker as a scorer, you're already in a world of trouble from the gate. And so you think of that last play down the stretch when he finds Nurkic on that cut and how he draws through defenders. And then Nurkic, with his size advantage, in particular against the Warriors, cuts through the lane, finishes with an easy 2. Devin is so deliberate about getting to his spots. And even with the best defenders, he's an offensive player. You know what he's going to do. The problem is you still can't stop it.
I've been saying since he got there, Kevin Durant, from the moment he left San Francisco, and at that point it was Oakland, he's been looking for the right teammate. He's been trying to figure out who it is. He's got it now. He found the right guy. Devin Booker is exactly the right guy for him. In the meantime, Monica, and I really appreciate this, and this will serve you well working for the New York Knicks now, when you asked for your take on the Warriors, you wrote, "Oi, are they small?" She actually wrote "Oi." Oh, why? That's going to go over well on New York radio. Are they too small?
I'm watching the game yesterday. I'm like, all right, well, this was when they were dynastic. There was this conversation of them playing small ball. But that was, what, 4 years ago? How many miles on their bodies ago? I think Draymond Green back on the floor makes it interesting. But he's already undersized at the position at which he defends, right? I don't know if they have the stamina and the legs of years past in order for this small lineup to work as effectively. Like, size is going to be a problem. You look at the Lakers, you look at the Nuggets, you look at the Suns, like the teams that they're going to be competing with in the West. I'm concerned about this one.
Size is, it's one thing to be small in the front court. You can spread the floor. They're small in the front court and the back court.
Across the board.
Especially if they're going to play Chris Paul with Steph Curry down the stretch of these games. Now, I do think they're going to be a lot better than they showed in this game. They couldn't make a shot. It's one of their worst shooting games they might have all year. But you look at the way the Booker was able to attack, pass over the top. That's because those perimeter players are so small for the Warriors.
Now, you'll look, the rebounding margin is 11 in favor of the Sun. But if you look at points in the paint, we're talking about 4 points difference. And so I just wonder, will they be able to outscore to come up or to make up for the deficit they have?
They're going to have to figure out. You have Chris Paul and Steph Curry on the floor together, obviously both first ballot Hall of Famers and all-time greats. But that combination is going to take some time to figure out, and obviously size is going to continue to be a problem. Much more from them as we go.